Most people who buy an SUV never actually plan to go off-road, ever. Cars like the Q5 are all about image and style, and Audi is a master of these two categories. However, the Q5 is also big on interior space. The boot's large, there's hardly any lip for you to lift things over. Yeah, don't ask about that. And you get a nice shiny kick plate there to remind you this is a premium product. To fold down the rear seats, there's no faffing about, you just pull these levers here. Now I know you think they don't lie very flat, bear with me. All you have to do is push them down and they lock securely in place with a satisfying Germanic click. And you're left with a pretty much flat low bay. Now if I put them back, I'll show you what life's like for rear passengers. Well, as you can see, knee room's impressive and headroom's pretty good too. You can even recline the seats slightly, and you can get an option to slide them forwards or backwards, although whoever specified this car didn't actually fit that, so I can't show you. What I can show you is how, although there's a big transmission tunnel, because there's a little cutaway there, if you get the middle seat, there is still somewhere to put your feet. There's plenty of practicality here in the front of the Q5 as well. The side door bins are massive. They can easily hold big bottles. There's a couple of accommodating cup holders down here too. The centre cubby, that's a reasonable size, but it's got one of these weird mobile phone holders for a phone that, well, I've never seen before in my life. And the glove box, that's quite big too. The interior design of the Q5 is very sophisticated and all the dials are nice and easy to read. All the controls are logically laid out and you can operate most of the car's functions using this useful control swivel wheel. You can just dial through different menus and bring up the functions that you want. It's dead simple to use. Now, equipment is very generous across the range. For instance, you get climate control, you get parking sensors and of course leather as standard on all cars. But the best bit has to be the quality, because everything you touch just feels so expensive. The Q5 is available with Audi's great range of engines, and the 2-litre diesel is perhaps the best bet. If you go for the 170 horsepower version, it can do 0 to 60 in under 10 seconds, yet thanks to stop-start technology can return up to 45 miles per gallon, which is pretty impressive in an SUV such as this. As you'd imagine, this car is really good on long motorway journeys. The seats are nice and big, which is handy if you're a little bit on the large side, while the cabin is well insulated from outside noise. It's easy to drive in town as well because all the controls, they're nice and light and the visibility is excellent. And the wing mirrors, they're so large that you can almost see the future in them. However, what may surprise you is that when you get on an open road such as this, the Q5 handles as well as most cars. There's virtually no body roll round corners, the steering is very sharp and direct, and there's absolutely loads of grip. Sadly though, there is a trade-off for the sporty driving dynamics. Now you might have noticed that the picture has been a little bit shaky at times. Well, you can't blame the camera operator for that. It's because the suspension is a bit on the firm side and it bounces around this car over small undulations in the road, which does get a bit annoying after a while. Another problem I have is that the pedals are a little bit offset, so you can feel a bit twisted behind the wheel. For instance, the clutch pedal is where you'd normally expect the brake pedal to be, the brake pedal is where you'd normally expect the throttle pedal to be, and the throttle pedal, well, I think you get the idea, don't you? For some people though, the Q5's biggest drawback will be its limited off-road ability, because while it may have 4x4 traction and gadgets like hill descent control, it simply can't match a Land Rover Freelander in the rough stuff. But that's hardly going to put you off if you don't actually plan to go off-roading, which, let's face it, you probably don't, do you? No, you don't. Anyway, you won't want to get your lovely Audi all muddy.